Hey there, brave souls and curious cats, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into a state that's practically built on a foundation of spooky stories and historical hauntings. Connecticut. Yeah, you heard me right, Connecticut. Don't let those charming New England towns fool you. Beneath the surface of quaint antique shops and idyllic fall foliage, there's a whole lot of creepy history swirling around. We're talking centuries-old cemeteries, abandoned asylums, and places where the veil between our world and the great beyond feels thinner than Ryan's patience on a stakeout. So buckle up, grab your EMF readers and your holy water, just in case, because we're about to embark on a spine-tingling tour of the top 10 most haunted places in Connecticut. Our first stop takes us to the sleepy town of Easton, Connecticut, home to Union Cemetery. Now, I've seen my fair share of cemeteries, but this one's got a reputation that precedes it. Forget about peaceful eternal rest. This place is practically buzzing with paranormal activity. People have been reporting strange occurrences here for decades. Weird lights, disembodied voices, the works. But the real star of the show? The White Lady. This spectral figure, often seen in a long, flowing gown, has become synonymous with Union Cemetery. Some say she's the ghost of a woman searching for her lost child. Others believe she's a benevolent spirit, watching over the graveyard. Whatever she is, one thing's for sure, she's the cemetery's most famous resident. And hey, even Ed and Lorraine Warren thought this place was worth a look-see, so that's gotta count for something, right? Next up, we're heading to the coast, to a place that's equal parts beautiful and unsettling. This is Seaside Sanatorium, and trust me, it's a far cry from a relaxing beach vacation. Back in the day, this was a tuberculosis sanatorium. Yeah, that highly contagious and often fatal lung disease, not exactly the kind of vacation spot you'd write home about. Over the years, it's served a number of purposes, even housing patients with mental illnesses, but all that history has left its mark. Literally. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadow figures lurking in the hallways, hearing unexplained footsteps echoing through the empty rooms, and even feeling cold spots, those areas where the temperature plummets for no logical reason. It's enough to make you want to pack your bags and head for the nearest tiki bar. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to enter the world of abandoned asylums, and this one's a doozy. This is Fairfield Hills State Hospital, and let's just say, it's got a past that would make your hair stand on end. We're talking about a place where electroshock therapy and lobotomies were commonplace, where patients were subjected to experimental treatments that would make your skin crawl. Now, it sits abandoned. A sprawling complex of decaying buildings connected by a network of creepy underground tunnels. Tunnels that, according to some, are still used by the spirits who roam these halls. Paranormal investigators have reported all sorts of unsettling activity here, from disembodied voices and full-bodied apparitions to objects moving on their own, and a general sense of unease that'll send chills down your spine. And if you're brave enough to venture near the old morgue, well, let's just say you'd better be prepared for anything. Our next stop takes us deeper into the unsettling world of abandoned asylums. This is Norwich State Hospital, and its history is as tragic as it is terrifying. For over a century, it housed patients with mental illnesses, and like many institutions of its time, it's rumored to have been a place of neglect and mistreatment. And you know what they say? If the walls could talk, well, in the case of Norwich, maybe it's a good thing they can't. Closed since 1996, the hospital stands as a decaying reminder of a darker time in psychiatric care. But the stories? Oh, the stories remain. Visitors have reported hearing screams echoing through the empty corridors, seeing flickering lights in the abandoned buildings, and witnessing objects move seemingly on their own. Some even claim to have encountered the spirits of former patients, still trapped within the hospital walls. From abandoned asylums to a place where the echoes of industry now mingle with the whispers of the unseen. This is the Remington Arms Factory, a place where for decades the tools of war were forged. But this isn't just a story about abandoned buildings and rusty machinery. This, my friends, is a place where some believe the spirits of those who lost their lives in industrial accidents still linger. Think about it. Countless accidents, even explosions, rocked this factory during its years of operation. That's a lot of energy, a lot of sudden, tragic ends, and some say that energy never truly dissipates. Ghost hunters and curious visitors alike have reported all sorts of unnerving experiences here, from the feeling of being watched to disembodied voices, and even the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. Alright folks, get ready for this one, because we're about to venture into a place shrouded in legend, a place where history and folklore intertwine to create a chilling tale. This is Dudleytown, Connecticut, but it's known by another name, the Village of the Damned. Now, this isn't your typical ghost story with spectral figures and flickering lights. No, this is something altogether different, something more unsettling. You see, Dudleytown is said to be cursed. Legend has it that the village was founded by descendants of Edmund Dudley, a man who was beheaded for treason in England. Some say his curse followed them across the Atlantic, dooming the town to misfortune. And the stories get weirder. Visitors to the area have reported experiencing a range of bizarre phenomena, from sudden nausea and disorientation to overwhelming feelings of dread and fear, even hearing disembodied voices whispering their names. From a cursed village to a charming inn with a spectral secret. This is Captain Grant's Inn, and let me tell you, it's got a history as rich as its paranormal activity. Built way back in 1754, this place has seen it all. Wars, revolutions, and more than a few ghostly encounters. Guests report all sorts of strange happenings, from doors opening and closing on their own to objects disappearing and reappearing in the most unexpected places. But it's the resident spirits that really make this place a must-see, or maybe a must-avoid depending on your stance on the paranormal. There's the lady in colonial dress, often seen gliding through the halls, her silken gown rustling in the silence. And then, there's the child spirit, a playful entity known for tugging at guests' clothing and giggling mischievously. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that Captain Grant's Inn has a certain charm to it. Just try not to let the spectral residents keep you up all night. Ahoy there, mateys, and prepare to be spooked. We're setting sail to a place where the waves crash against rocky shores, and the only thing more chilling than the ocean breeze are the ghostly tales that surround it. Ledge Lighthouse. Now this isn't your typical haunted house or abandoned asylum. This is a lighthouse, a beacon of hope and guidance for sailors lost at sea. But for some, it's also a beacon for something else entirely, the spirits of those lost to the unforgiving depths. The most famous ghost of Ledge Lighthouse is Ernie, a former keeper who, legend has it, jumped to his death after his wife left him. Now, Ernie's spirit is said to roam the lighthouse, his presence felt in sudden cold spots, flickering lights, and the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty tower. Visitors and workers alike have reported strange occurrences here, from tools going missing to whispers carried on the wind. Get ready to dim the lights and raise the curtain on a place where the show must go on, even in the afterlife. This is the Sterling Opera House, a historic theater that's hosted some of the biggest names in entertainment, from Bob Hope to Harry Houdini. But it's the performances that take place when the crowds have gone home and the stage lights have dimmed that really steal the show. Now vacant, the Sterling Opera House has become a favorite haunt, pun intended, for paranormal investigators and ghost enthusiasts alike. And why not? With its grand architecture, ornate balconies, and a history that spans over a century, it's practically begging for a few ghostly tales. The most frequently spotted specters include a young boy who's said to play pranks on visitors, and a woman in a Victorian dress who's often seen watching performances from the balcony. Some say these spirits are simply reliving their glory days, while others believe they're trapped, unable to move on from the place they loved in life. And for our final stop, we're venturing into the heart of darkness, the epicenter of paranormal investigation, a place where even the most hardened skeptics might feel a shiver of unease. This is Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum, a treasure trove of haunted artifacts, cursed objects, and downright creepy relics collected over their decades of investigating the paranormal. Now I know what you're thinking. Shane, you can't go to a museum, it's closed. And you're right, it is. But that doesn't make it any less creepy. See, this isn't your typical museum gift shop filled with overpriced keychains and snow globes. We're talking about a place where every object has a story, a dark and twisted history that's enough to make your skin crawl. We're talking about the real Annabelle doll, locked away in a glass case, her beady eyes seemingly following your every move. Even from outside the museum's walls, people claim to feel a palpable sense of dread, a heaviness in the air, as if the objects inside are trying to reach out to touch the world beyond their confines. So there you have it, folks. A spine-chilling tour through some of the most haunted places in Connecticut. From haunted cemeteries and abandoned asylums to cursed villages and theaters where the show goes on in the afterlife, Connecticut has something to spook even the bravest among us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shane, you're just trying to scare us. And maybe I am. But hey, who doesn't love a good ghost story? And who knows, maybe some of these tales are more than just stories. Maybe, just maybe, there's something to be said for the spirits that linger, the echoes of the past that refuse to be silenced. If you're feeling brave, maybe pay these spots a visit. But be warned, you might just get more than you bargained for. As always, thanks for watching, stay spooky, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more paranormal adventures.